All right.
Now.
Now
She
we'll
said,
go live.
all right.
Now we'll go live. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Got start streaming. It takes a little bit of a process, isn't it?
It is. I always have to join my meetings like 15 minutes early, so I'm not frantic.
Right. I do. I had it okay. And I had it all. I thought I had it, but I forgot to put my this here. There we go. Got the post details and we are ready to go live. Okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's coming. It's trying to go live. Connect. There we go. We're live. Woohoo! All right. Welcome everybody. If you're coming in here live with us, it looks like I'm having a little hesitation, but can you hear me okay, Kim?
Perfect. Loud and clear.
Good, good. We're here today. Kim Ward has been so generous with her time. I'm so
Say
thankful
time
for
again.
her
Time. Time.
time. She's spending her time. And we were going to talk about time saving Pinterest tips. Uh-oh, I'm frozen. That's all right. I see
Yeah,
my little camera goes off and on, but you can hear me.
your lips are moving.
Yeah,
Oh.
permanent.
No, it was actually a very pretty still.
Yay, yay. I hope it can do that all the time if it does this. So I love getting Kim on here. First of all, we have so much fun together, and she has such valuable, valuable Pinterest information. And the more I dive into Pinterest, the more I have found that one thing it can do is save time. For me, I see it as a an option because you can, I'm just in the process just this yesterday, creating about 30 pins that I can actually use Canva templates, and I was able to just really have fun with it. And then I have Kim's trainings that I have tapped into to help me in that journey and that process. So yeah,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that's one way I found it was a time-saving tip was just being able to create bulk batch create some pins that I can use for Pinterest. But I know you have a ton of things and tips and strategies. Pinterest can save us some time and
I'm kicking my shoes off, girl. I'm coming in. You know,
woohoo!
you know, I always say this, and it's true. Time is our most precious commodity. It really is. And I don't know any of us who would raise our hand and volunteer to spend our time, in the hustle, in the grind, in the tech frustration, trying to figure things out, rather than simplifying the process so you can go do whatever it is that you want to do. Is it more family time? Is it more self-care time? Is it action in the business other than the minutia? And so I think people look at Pinterest as another thing to do. That's where the problem lies initially. And I'm glad we're having this conversation today because my goal and my intention here is to help you see ways to, like you mentioned, bulk create, but we don't even have to go that far into it. What if you used Pinterest as an avenue to drive traffic to the content that you already have? Let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a YouTube channel. All right. YouTube is a search engine. Pinterest is a search engine. We know that the two are going to help you dominate Google for your niche or your micro niche. And so the fact remains there's 522 million monthly active users on the Pinterest platform. That's a big number. We also know that every time you create a pin, that will index right in Google. So if someone Googles
Oh,
something, that has the potential, for them to see it and go to your Pinterest account. From your Pinterest account, you can point them and guide them anywhere you want them to go. So it's like, let's take the conversation from here down to here. If it's a YouTube channel, every single time you publish a YouTube video, there's a share button. click on that, hit that little Pinterest icon, and boom, you can pin your YouTube video.
Wow.
It pulls over the thumbnail and it pulls over the title. Done. That's
Wow.
as simple as it gets. So what happens is, I would assume at this point that if you are on YouTube, and this is just one little example of many, that you're well optimized in terms of search engine keywords, right, in your title. So when people are searching either Google or Pinterest and they land on your thumbnail of this YouTube, if that pulls them in and if they're interested, they simply click on it and it forwards them right to your YouTube channel. We can do this concept with Instagram, with your Facebook group. If you're an admin of a Facebook group, one of my students, I think she was 2.5 years ago in one of our masterminds, she was pinning about her Facebook group and she grew her group by almost 300 people in our 12 weeks together during the mastermind.
Wow.
About
That's
really,
amazing.
yes, lean on and leverage the business assets that you currently have without feeling like you have to create more and waste or lose your time.
Yeah.
Let's get the time back.
Well, wouldn't that be nice? I mean, we've heard about repurposing content, but that's generally like you posting on each platform. You create one piece and you just post on each platform. But what you're saying is you're actually using that content to other pieces of content on other platforms, which will help you. Let's say you're wanting to grow, like you said, you're wanting to grow an Instagram account or YouTube. Now, what about TikTok? Does Pinterest play well with TikTok?
Love it, love it, love it. If we were to go over to Pinterest right now and we searched for the words TikTok, TikTok video, or TikTok reels, we're going to see that most people, we call them pinners, they actually search right on Pinterest for TikTok videos because they're so loyal to the Pinterest platform. They want to see what's on TikTok, but they don't want to go to TikTok to see what's on TikTok.
That is
So
amazing. And
true.
I think I've heard you say that before about the pinners are so loyal to Pinterest. So it just makes sense. I'm
Mhm.
thinking that just opened my mind when you reminded me that of that concept, but that you can grow TikTok, you can grow your different platforms, that they're going to Pinterest to search because they don't want to leave it. They're so loyal to that platform. And so how many people I don't know, raise your hand. I mean, virtual hand if
I'm
you're
gonna go look.
online here. But how many of us are going like Facebook, Instagram,
Oh,
LinkedIn, like
mhm.
it's a love-hate relationship. But here you got a platform that people love to be on. Like they love
Um,
it. That's just amazing to me. It's almost kind of a surreal concept because whoever really loves their social media platform, but apparently Pinterest is the one. So why not be on a platform that people love being on? And I know we talked last month about how people enjoy it, and it's actually a mentally healthier platform. So there's a lot of bonuses.
can I share my screen?
Uh, you can as soon as I let you. There you go.
Let me loose.
Let you loose. Let you loose.
This is a little private area inside of Pinterest that I like to search for my keywords. And I do this because it gives me the monthly search volume. And this will obviously fluctuate throughout the year. And because you asked me about TikTok, I just typed in the word tick, T-I-K, and we can
Uh-huh.
see here that for the words TikTok, there are currently between 2 million and 3 million monthly searches just for the word TikTok or the words. I say word because it's a keyword.
Uh-huh.
TikTok videos, 2 million to 3 million monthly searches. TikToks as a plural is producing between 100,000 to 500,000. But then they also search things like TikTok makeup, TikTok beauty products, TikTok cinnamon rolls. It's flipping wild.
That is crazy.
A little tip is I would not share my TikTok video the way that I explained YouTube. YouTube is very simple. It's literally like 2 or 3 clicks of a button and you've shared it. With TikTok, if you share from TikTok directly over to Pinterest, all it pulls over is one black screen. Nobody wants to click on that. Nobody wants to see that. We've been trained to not have our TikTok watermark on our video because of platforms like Instagram that don't want to see their competition. And they've come right out and said, if you upload videos on Instagram that have the TikTok watermark, we're going to go ahead and suppress that in the algorithm. That comes from the Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram creators.
Right.
With Pinterest, they're not like that because it's a search engine. It's not a competitive social media. So what I would do is I download my TikToks from TikTok and I keep the watermark on there. Then
Okay.
I upload it directly to Pinterest. And I'll talk about the topic or the theme of that video, but you'll see those keywords that I just showed you, like TikTok or TikTok videos, I'll sprinkle that in. So when those people come to Pinterest and they search for TikTok videos or TikTok this, that, and the other thing, you will populate.
Wow. It's kind of a relief because I know every time I try to download my TikTok and I have to go and take off the watermark, it's just
Yeah,
another step
it
and it
is.
takes time. And then sometimes I have 2 apps downloaded and sometimes or 3 actually, and none of them sometimes some days they just don't work.
Yeah.
So this is nice to know that it's
Yeah.
just a step that you can keep uh eliminate. I love that. I
Absolutely.
love that. Um seemed like there was something you said that I wanted to expand on, but now I don't remember what it is. But as far as Pinterest, uh, so we've got what about LinkedIn? Like if people are wanting to grow, is there a connection there?
Yeah, absolutely. So the funny thing, I don't think enough people really understand because we're so programmed again not to put clickable links into like our social media posts. Pinterest is the exact opposite. So every single pin that you create, whether it's a video or whether it's just a static image, you want a link attached to every single pin.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you want to grow your LinkedIn presence, give me some kind of value on this pin and link it to your LinkedIn profile or a LinkedIn event or a LinkedIn post specifically to get more granular. And when people click that link attached to it, and I don't know if you've noticed, Tanya, but Pinterest has made it a little bit easier to see the link. Now, when you look at a pin, there's a beautiful blue button and it says visit site. And that
Uh,
will take them right to whatever link is attached to your pin. So you can grow essentially anything by pinning about it.
so and that so you can do like affiliate marketing, you could grow your like products, you can sell product like you're an Amazon affiliate, you can sell your products, you can grow your Facebook group, you can grow your email list. So I'm assuming you can
Sure.
put lead magnets on there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it sounds like there's so many possibilities. Now, does it do you know like is there a individual case, but or does it matter? Is it if it's a free item, do people tend to like normal, they tend to click on it more, or is it matter? Will they buy things off Pinterest? What is your thoughts there?
Pinterest is what they call the lowest part of the funnel. And that means these people, they're not warmed up to you. They're just really kind of landing on your pins or your content. I've seen everything from product sellers, Joe, for example, who she started working with me, didn't even have a presence on Pinterest. And in our first 5 months together, she sold $25,000 worth of physical product that had to be shipped to the client. I have helped many, many authors sell their books through Pinterest. I've worked with Olympians and influencers to grow their brand awareness and just to grow their presence and be more in the visible public eye. And
Yeah.
then the service-based providers. we want to pull them into the lower part of the funnel, which is something like a lead magnet, a call with you, an invite to your Facebook group, something that's lower resistance rather than coming out of the gate with like a high ticket coaching, something or other. But of course, if you have digital products, my Pinterest Marketing Academy, that's $197 ticket. I created a pin in exactly 8 minutes. Someone clicked on and bought
Wow.
197. I tracked it. I have a tag that I can see who comes through Pinterest. I know what time I created the pin. I know what time she bought. It was 8 minutes.
That is amazing because if from all that I've learned from you on Pinterest is come into it, don't expect it to be a fast results.
Yes.
And so with you come in with that mindset of it's pin it and just let it sit, because right now in November, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I plan on creating pins that are going to be speaking to like Valentine's Day,
Yes.
right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, I'm on the
And
right track.
that's really for the newer pinners.
Yeah.
So what happens is it does take you 90 days for your pin content to index in the platform. The system wants to get to know you, who your ideal audience is, what type of content you're creating. Now, the longer we work consistently on the platform, we actually start to condense time. So
Okay.
someone like myself, who's been pinning consistently for years,
Yeah.
it takes me less than 2 weeks to be indexed in the system, where it takes someone else 90 days.
So I want to give you some stats of me because I'm not, so I have was when I first when you first started, like when I first started plugging into Pinterest with you, I was real consistent, and then I got distracted and made a new board and kind of got off on something else. And then I left my main coaching one alone. I wasn't consistent, and I was up to over 1,000 views, which I thought was pretty good because it was really a short time. So just, I would say when a month or two ago, I decided to start getting back into being a little bit more consistent. And I'm not talking about as consistent I plan to be. Like I got month of November is going to be hitting the door running.
Nice. I'll remember
But,
you said that.
but I'm already like I was down to like under 100 views on this one right here, this account. And just in a month or two, I'm up to 587. And that's not being like 100% consistent. That's like posting
Awesome.
reels, probably mostly daily, but I might miss a day here and there.
Yep.
So I felt like that was pretty good. I'm quick. It's like within the last probably week or two, I'm seeing it really, because that's when I've been most consistent. So probably in a couple weeks, it's grown at least over 300 views a month average.
I love that. And for anyone who's listening, I just want to clarify, because I think, Tanya, that we're so used to seeing numbers grow rapidly through things like TikTok. And, you have an Instagram reel that goes haywire and it goes crazy. And the numbers that we're talking about may feel very conservative to someone who's in that social media mindset. Please remember, this is not a social media platform. It is not designed to be a quick thing. This is a long-term marketing strategy. So the fact that you know how to use keywords and how to create content that are searchable by your ideal humans, that shows us you're condensing time to see numbers like that in such a short period of time. It's very commendable. And I want people to realize how big that is, because it might not feel big because of what we're used to over here, but we're completely comparing apples to oranges. Everything about it is different. And this platform is not intended for you to go viral. What it's intended for is for you to create evergreen content that's quality driven, that solves a problem, that draws your person in, and it is going to generate leads for you 12, 18, 24, 36 months down the road where it's doing the work and the heavy lifting. And you're like, you want to talk about time saving? Yeah. My social media content doesn't generate me leads years down the road. And those numbers you're talking about, that is an impression. And an impression means how many times was Tanya's content seen on the Pinterest screen? In order, it just doesn't happen by its own, right? A human has to come to the platform and search for whatever the key terms that you're creating content for, which means
Oh,
now you're creating content that people are searching for, and that's what's getting you those eyeballs. So you're doing something right.
good. Well, because I'm listening to you and I'm using your, if nothing else, if, you know, sometimes it seemed when I first started getting into Pinterest, before I really understood what you were teaching or even took your training, I should say, it just thought, well, here's a platform I'm going to have to learn. It seemed kind of like a lot, but I'm going to dig in, right? But once I got in there and started learning from you, and it really was a lot more simple, which is one thing I love.
Yeah.
Because it's just a matter of taking some time, which really within probably 15 minutes, I could get a list of keywords that is appropriate for something I'm offering. And usually what I'm offering is consistent. I'm going to continue. Video and email marketing is high on the things that I offer. And so once I have those keywords now, and then I plug them in. And so I can even use ChatGPT to help me with this process. And it's just a matter of copy and paste. It can go so quick and so easy. One thing I want to ask you is on keywords, which I think is probably the biggest key, I think, from what you said, into getting views. How often should you kind of check your keywords?
I'm glad you asked that, because as you were talking about, even it taking 15 minutes to pull your keywords, I'm very confident that we could take those 15 minutes and pull an entire quarter's worth of keywords.
Wow.
So what I like to do is I'll put that as a task in my calendar once a quarter before the fresh new quarter starts. And I will pull my keywords and I'll just tuck them somewhere like a Google Doc or a Trello board or something like that, because they're not going to ebb and flow that drastically within a quarter.
Okay.
And any change of season. So right now we're obviously in the fall season. We're going to be looking at the holidays pretty soon, things like that. It is too late. If you're listening to me, it is too late for you to pin right now for Christmas. It really is. We're on Valentine's Day right now on the Pinterest platform. So knowing that, if today was the start of your quarter, and it might not be the traditional January, February, March quarter, but I might start for February, March, and April. And I would look to see the summer, the fitness, the make money, travel, the Valentine's, the gifts, all of this, the feel of that season. And I would pull all of those keywords and I would start to pin about that right now. I don't care what anybody's product or business is, we can put a spin on it so that it fits into the feel of the season or into the keywords that we're looking for. And so now when you pin those by February, boom, they're right there at the top of the algorithm, readily accessible for people. And then each month we're creating content that's that much further out. And if you really listen to me and if you really take this action, what's going to happen is over the course of a year, you have created pockets for every season of seasonal trending content that feeds your business. So what happens next year when February comes back around? All the pins you created to serve last February, they're going to repopulate.
Wow. Oh, isn't that nice? Now I was just going to say that you could repurpose and post again, but you're saying they're just going to be there repopulated.
Always and
Ah,
forever, year
wow.
after year.
Just made my day.
Yes. Time saving tips, baby.
Woo! Yes. Yes, I love it. So there was something you were talking about the seasons. Oh my gosh, that just got me so excited. I forgot what I was going to say, but you were talking about the seasons and the quarters and Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I was doing some keyword research, the way you showed me, which was through the ad, like if I was running an ad, which was really
Yes.
cool. Love it. And I found, so talking about Valentine's, and when you were talking about any business, if you put the word love, because love, I mean, all the versions of love was 5 million.
And
And I'm
plus
like, you just
probably
have, huh?
5 million plus probably.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, well, all you have to do is put the love somewhere in there, and that's a keyword that's going to be searched,
Bam. Yes.
especially in Valentine's.
I sound
So,
like Emerald. I think Emerald Lagasse is the BAM guy, right? BAM. You remember him? The food Emerald? You don't remember Emerald?
well,
I don't
yeah,
think it was Emerald, was it? That BAM. Someone will correct me.
yeah, if someone knows. What do you call it? A food guy?
Emerald Lagasse is a famous chef.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anytime he
Okay.
would cook and throw his, he'd be going BAM.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
It was Emerald. Thanks, Martha. She said it was Emerald. How
I'm
about
getting
that?
your low down here. Sorry, I was a little slow on the uptake there.
Wake
Woo,
up.
wake up.
But that's how
All
you
right.
do it. You take those keywords and you infuse them into your business. And it's so simple.
Well, and keywords are so, I mean, I think that in creating any kind of content, keywords, if you just get that concept of using keywords, or like the words that people are searching for, creating your content. But I love the fact that on Pinterest, it works so, like, you know, love is probably one of those keywords will be always highly searched, I'm assuming, especially on Valentine's. So I think it's I guess we can use some of our, well, let me ask you. So let's say I'm attached to a word. Like, I think this is something my audience will search for. And so I go into the search and I can't really find it. So if I'm attached to this word, I feel like my audience will search for it, but it's not really seem to be searched for. What do you do with that? Because that sometimes will kind of stop me. I'm like, okay, what do I do?
That's a fun question because we, as the marketer, we really want to dig our heels in and truly believe that we know exactly how our audience is searching. And sometimes it's just a little micro shift that needs to happen. It's not you or your content that's the problem, it's the visibility that's the problem. And so there's really ads, Google, Pinterest directly, Pin Inspector, maybe SpyFu. There's really 5 places that I will circulate and do my keyword research because they're all so different. Just because you don't find it in the ads category doesn't mean it's not a good keyword. So I do a healthy, abundant search.
Okay.
If it's not coming up, then you need to dump it.
Okay.
And you need to give the people what they are asking for. And I tell people this is what's going to make or break you feeling frustrated versus
Mhm.
being found.
I really love that you said those words, because I think that's the key. And I think that release of that attachment, because we have this in our mind. Well, that was my journey. And sometimes our journey isn't always exactly someone else's journey. And maybe we're actually speaking to people that have a little bit of a different journey. So they're searching differently. Um, which is, you know, it's like, okay, then what are those words? And I think the
Yeah.
discovery of these new keywords that maybe people are really searching for actually will help you create better content, which is obviously what you're saying, but also opens our mind as the creator to realize there's more possibilities. And
Absolutely.
it for me, it helps me it helps me feel like I'm branching out. And I want to not say the word stuck, but it opens that creative juices.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
Listen, when I first went and got my coaching certification, when I was going through my certification process, one of the things that I had to do was I had to reach out to 5 to 7 people. I had a list of questions, right?
Mhm.
I think you might have been one of them. And I had to get these people on an independent private Zoom and just go through the questions and ask them the questions, record the Zoom. And when it was done, I would print everybody's transcripts and I would highlight commonly used words and highlight any buzzwords or trigger words that they use. And this is how I had to do my keyword research. This is how I
Yeah.
did my market research to see what's the kind of language that my audience is using, because I don't want to speak over your head, or I don't want to talk about the sky being blue if you want the sky to be purple. We have to use the marketing language that's already going on in the customer's mind. And if we don't know what that is, and if you're afraid or you don't want to do tedious market research like that, this is why there's tools. And the
Oh, yeah.
tools are there for you to lean on.
I would just be curious. So, oh, wow. The idea that, because I've been in those shoes where I've did those questions and asked people and get the market research, and it can be a beast, and it can be fun, right? Connecting with people. But are you saying that keyword research, now, I don't want to say it would replace that human connection, but it would take out some of that time that it would take to spend connecting and talking to so many people trying to get that information?
For sure, because this is almost like a spyglass looking into how these humans truly search. And when we search, it's when we're in the mindset of either having a desire, we want to create something, we want to learn something new, or we want to solve a problem. And how I search for that with my thumbs or by talking to SIRI, you know her, I'm not going to summons her, but it's very different than the way we verbally communicate. So now with us being able to have this spy tool, right, to look into word for word verbatim how our potential clients and our potential customers are searching, I'm going to say this respectfully, we get to use their words against them,
Mhm.
but for their own benefit.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, because you're the whole purpose, and I understand what you're saying, because some of this can be used in bad ways, but when you're anyone in our world, Kim, is heart
Oh,
driven, and when you're
yeah.
seeking to serve, and that is your purpose, and to genuinely help someone, and you're using the words, you want to make the connection as quick as possible so that they hear and see you, so that you can offer that solution. And of course we want to create an income, um, but it's that front end, sounds like, that by speaking the language that your audience is looking for might not sound like what we think it is. I
Never.
was talking to
Never.
I was talking to some clients yesterday morning, and it was interesting because they're further along in the journey. They're not brand new. And what they've discovered is their audience is not looking for the struggle and the pain, because they're past that.
Mm.
And so a lot of times what we do is we come in as an entrepreneur, and we talk about our struggle, our beginning struggle. But if you're attracting a person past that struggle language isn't necessarily going to resonate the same as it 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 would as if they're past that. So the keyword research is really the way, I think, of breaking through that, it sounds like.
All I feel when you said that is imagine being that person where you are creating content that you think is landing
Mhm.
and no one is showing up. Think
Yeah.
about this for a second. How in this moment are you feeling? How are you talking to yourself? Do you believe that you should be an entrepreneur? Do you believe that you should be a business owner? Probably not. You're
I
thinking right now, I'm a train wreck. I shouldn't be doing this. What the heck am I doing? I'm not capable of this. When all it was a subtle tweak, and you have a home run grand slam. It was
Mm.
never you to begin with. There was a disconnect in the language and how you were presenting to your audience. And that, my
Yeah.
friend, is the magic sauce right there.
Yes. Woo! Y'all, that was worth price of admission, just right there. Don't I mean, really. Yeah, we're getting some comments. So anybody, if you have a question for Kim, put it in the comments. We will kind of wrap this up, because we try to keep this about 30 minutes. But if you're watching this on replay, and then we'll try to come back and make sure if there's any questions we can answer. So Kim, what you got going right now?
Girl, I have so much going right now. I can't even. I don't know what you're expecting me to say,
Well,
but
let me tell you. Okay, so I have been in all the things. Like I started with the Pinterest Academy and I learned so much. I felt like I can still go back to that resource and I'm still getting value. So like you
here's
just,
my curriculum.
oh my
It
goodness.
is being re-recorded this week, and we are giving it a completely huge overhaul facelift because with the Pinterest Marketing Academy, when people buy access to that course, we gift them lifetime access
Yeah,
to all and any updates. So we're
that's
revising that course right now.
and that's what I love. I love it because no matter when I go in there, it's always updated. And so I just love that. So I know you have the Pinterest Marketing Academy.
Yeah.
And that's for like that what would you say? That's like the great place to get started, or do you think that's like I feel like I could just stay there, but at the same time, I also have had access and been into the mastermind.
Oh,
And
that's
that is where
true.
I would say it's like that is the magical for me, like what I've saw. Like there were so many things in there, it goes beyond that. So I don't know. I feel like you've got the mastermind coming up. I don't know, it might be full, but I
It's
just
not
it's
full, and we
okay.
started last night actually.
Oh, okay.
So I will tell
I was
you, we do leave the doors open for a week.
okay.
So, for people coming in, and by the way, this is called the Pinfluence Profits Mastermind. People want to come in, they want to be an influencer, and I'm so corny and funny. I think I'm funny. I'm a legend in my own mind that I put the P in front of influence, and I want to create pinfluencers. I
Yeah.
want to help you profit. And this mastermind is a 12-week immersion in a group setting where I have my hands on you and around you for 12 weeks. And what I decided to do, Tanya, was we gift the academy
I
to
see.
every single person as a bonus just for stepping into the mastermind. So last night it was just housekeeping, what to expect, setting our intentions. We did not get into any content until next Monday. It's every Monday at 6 o'clock Central, and they can join from now until Monday. The doors close on Monday. This is the very last mastermind of 2024. They won't see this again until mid Q1 of 25.
Oh wow.
I think in my heart, this is the most important mastermind because, as we've already stated, we're pinning into February at this point. So if someone really wants to get genuinely sincere about implementing Pinterest and getting their time back, we need to start now for your 2025.
Well, first of all, if you're wanting to have for someone that's like, I want 2025 to be my year, or like it sounds like this is the thing to plug into because once you get what I've discovered is Pinterest is kind of that. I don't want to say it's like my second thought. It's more of a I can create and kind of forget it. Like I'm not having to go back in there like social media and engage and constant, like it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not saying that lightly. So I know that when we go into the last quarter, there's a lot of mixed emotions. There's emotions that are going, okay, this year was amazing. There's emotions that come around the idea that maybe this year hasn't worked the way you wanted, the economy, whatever, and put up roadblocks. I've gotten a lot of people coming into my spamming my messenger, right? Because it feels like there's a desperation
Yeah.
and we want 2025 to be a beautiful and a wonderful year and productive and profitable, et cetera, et cetera. And it sounds to me like this is an amazing option and almost critical strategy. I mean, I'm talking about me and anyone else that's listening that this resonates with, but having that tool in your tool belt and knowing that you can create without a lot of extra time. You know me, Kim, I don't have a lot of extra time and I want to make the most of my time. And I sat down yesterday and I created 32 pins within
Wow.
just a short time. And I'm just still editing them. And then I know that chat's gonna help me create the titles and all that. I can get it done. I probably, if I hadn't been interrupted, I probably could have got it all done. But I spent probably less than an hour getting what I got done. And so my plan is every month, I'm gonna set aside time and create. I mean, you can just bulk create, it's so simple. And one
Yeah.
thing you taught me, Kim, is I can take those static pins and add a animation, and now I have two sets of pins. So I could technically create 15 static and 15 video and
Video.
make 30 days. So anyway,
Absolutely.
I'm rambling because I just
I
think
love
it's
it.
so important to understand what Pinterest can do and utilizing that. So
When
if
you know what you're doing,
yeah, exactly.
anyone can
That's
go
the
over to
key.
Pinterest, and if you don't understand keywords and if you don't understand how to repurpose your content or how to give it a facelift, it's just you will just be frustrated and feel like, oh, it was just another thing I wasted my time on. And so that's what I'm hoping for is I will teach this until I breathe my last breath because I want to set people free. I really do. And we work too dang hard. And people this day and age make it look so easy on TikTok to roll out of bed and make 20 grand a month. And it gets you in your feels and you're feeling like, what am I doing wrong? They're lying to you. It is damn hard work being an entrepreneur. And it is still going to take work, but I want to show you how to simplify, how to repurpose, how to leverage, and how to lean on tools that make you walk away going, dang, this was a good, fun, productive day.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. All right. Well, if how is the best way for them to connect with you if they're interested in learning more about Pinterest and your options that you have?
well, you have a link for the academy and for the mastermind. So
Okay.
here's what I would say to you as we're closing. The academy is your self-study modules. This is a solid curriculum. Martha Brown and I have put so much love into this course. It does have a companion Facebook group, so you can come in and ask your questions at any time. We also have once a month office hours on a Zoom where you can come in and Martha and I will answer all and any of your questions. But if you're like, I want the next step, I want Kim auditing, I want Kim pulling my keywords, I want more, and I want to go bigger, faster, then you have to get into the mastermind before Monday. And I'm going to let you know right now, I mean, we're talking about a $2,200 investment, but we offer financing. We offer, uh, what's the other thing? Like installments, like payment plans, or you can pay in full. It's your choice. But I will tell you, every single person who walks out of this mastermind has told me they feel like it was so much more than Pinterest. It is growth. It is getting a master's degree in marketing, and you're going to learn how to create what I call your virtual spider web and pull all of these pieces together so you no longer feel like, what am I doing? You have a strategy, you have a plan of execution, and you feel like you're getting your time back. And that's what this conversation was all about.
Well, I tell you, Debbie is ready. She needs the mastermind. Debbie, I gave you the link to that. I already had posted the mastermind link because I feel like if you're going to get started, like everyone that's on here that has been through it knows it's worth it. Um, there's a lot of people out there that are vying for our attention. I'll be honest. I have had so many people reach out. They're doing some really weird ways of trying to get your business. And the bad thing about it is we don't know the value. And I can swear to you, Kim always brings value, but you're not going to get way more. I'm always amazed because when you come into a training, you expect to get value that you paid for, and Kim always gives more. Like her academy, that's the lower price, is so much value, but the mastermind is beyond. I would be honest if I would say if you were gonna if you were going to put a value amount, it'd be way over 10,000. I'll be honest, because it's a lifetime of value. It's not something you just create
Oh,
pins and like you're creating content. Like I teach content creation, but it's going to be over in a short time, but pins last for years. And so,
years.
but you've got to do it right. That's one thing I've learned. And that's what has been why I've been a little bit slower, because even though I've learned it, I will try to, I'm a maverick. I try to just do it on my own sometimes, and it's not as effective because I haven't followed this right steps. And when I follow Kim's direction, I get it done right. Easy.
I told this story last night. My husband, we've got the sliding barn doors in our house. So they're not soundproof. You know, I'm loud anyway, so you can hear me out in the kitchen and the living room. One night, you know, my husband cooked us dinner and I got off of Zoom and I went right to the table to sit down and he's like, that sounded really good in there. And I was like, oh, thank you. He's like, no, I mean it. He's like, I realize that you and the way you lead your community is you're not the machine gun, but you're the sniper. And I sat and I thought, well, that's a damn compliment. Thank you. And
Mhm.
that is so true. We don't want you to go out there and just spit spitballs to see what sticks and try things to see, like, okay, did it work? We're going to build on data, not emotion. And I'm going to show you how to be the sniper and exactly what you're doing right there, Tanya. Is like, you know, it might not be coming out swinging with 10 to 30 pins a day, but what I'm doing is quality driven. It's going to last me for years. It's going to serve my business for years. And that's the sweet spot right there. I had a woman message me the other day, and I promise I'll shut up after this. But she was like, "Hey Kim, I'm launching a health reset and a weight loss program for women who want to find their joy, lose weight, and become happy again. Would you like the details?" I was seeing red. I was so mad. I'm like, that is like you coming out and telling me I'm fat and unhappy, and I'm
Yeah.
neither of those things. And she has lost my business. I'm not a client. I will never be a client because of the way she approached me. And transparency, I have a health condition that I'm working on with a team of holistic providers. We finally found the root cause, and I am down 3 pounds this week. I haven't lost a pound in 9 years, and I'm losing weight right now because we found the root cause. Where these health coaches and these weight loss coaches want to come into your inbox and just drop these rude comments. And I'm like, I'll never sign up with you. You don't know what's going on with me. You assume you think I overeat because I'm a little fluffy. That's not the case. And I'm going to teach you how to market like a beast so that you stand out from that kind of noise.
Ah, that just make that I want everyone, and I don't mean this in a weird way, but maybe I do. I don't know. I'm kind of weird. But if everyone understood that concept, Kim, if everyone learned that concept, and you're really good at teaching that, of how to come and create a uh, a message and even a brand. I mean, I know that's not well, you are. You're talking about branding on Pinterest. And anyway, I'm trying not to get too, I
I
love you,
know.
Kim.
Well, I
But
love you too.
it is just a breath of fresh air. Let me put it that way. Working with you is a breath of fresh air because it is not the norm. You're real, you're raw, you're like who you are, what you see was what you get. And you're always bringing 110 or 200% value
Oh, thank
over and
you.
above. And I'm not just saying that to make you feel good. I'm saying to the people listening that might have that feeling of, well, should I or shouldn't I? If you want to work with someone that will always give you more than you expect, then you want to jump into this mastermind. It is not something that like, um, yeah, the price is a little higher than maybe the lower ticket, but is the lower ticket things really getting you where you need to go? Is those freebies? Is that $47 course? Is that getting you where you need to be?
And I include my lower ticket in the higher ticket. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say that right now.
Well, in your lower ticket, I'm talking about like the $17 things. And of course, your academy is, so if you're like, I just can't do it. I want to so bad. Then let's talk about the academy, because you can always come back into the mastermind. Because once you get in the academy, you're going to know, you're going to want the mastermind. I promise you. It's just a no-brainer. But
We've been doing
let's
these
start there.
masterminds for 2.5 years now. Can you believe that?
That's amazing.
Every quarter, 2.5 years. And I'm like, I saw that yesterday. I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing.
Yes. And you know, not there, you don't see anybody else doing that. Well, there are a few people, but they're not going to give you what Kim does. And I'm not just saying that because Kim is here in front of me. I'm saying that because I've looked. You know, it's not because I'm looking for Pinterest necessarily. I'm a marketing, that's what I do. I research and see what the market's doing. And Pinterest is getting very popular, but there's no one teaching it like Kim is, right? There really isn't. I've looked. So anyway.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Thank you
we
for
could
being
talk.
with us. I hope to see you in the mastermind. And if not, I get it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and if you need, and I put the link to the mastermind. I will put in the link to the academy if you're like, I just can't do it, but I want you to really seriously consider the mastermind. And then if it's just a no way, then jump into the academy. All right.
Mhm.
Love y'all.
All right.
And see
Thank
you
you.
next week. I'm gonna stop all the